nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, January 12th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. We got a good show lined up for you and a good week just planned ahead. So first and foremost, my condolences to anyone out there that is a fanatic of a team that went down this weekend for week one of the NFL wildcard playoffs. Now, I understand, what it's like to fully love a team and have no control over the fate and wish for the best and have your heart broken time and time again. I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm a New York Giants fan. And both of those teams deuced the bed this year. So I had no dog in this fight. But I do feel empathy for my friends who are diehard Packers fans, especially after what looked like a walk into the next round of the playoffs with a game that was one-sided for 3 quarters until the Chicago Bears found a way yet again to upset the Packers twice within a month. And Rico, I know that you're a Packers fan. So when you were watching this in real time, were you absolutely in disbelief?
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
And it was kind of strange, too, because our friend Jana
From
Marana, she made a good point. We're at no anchovies on campus near there, to that whole bar was stacked with Packers fans.
Okay, so for those who don't know, No Anchovies is like the unofficial Packers headquarters for football. So whenever the Packers play at No Anchovies on University, tons of cheeseheads go to watch the game upstairs. And
It's
Rico recently, Rico recently joined the mix, but they might actually ban you from attending these games in the future.
That's 0-2 for me.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, dude.
I was like, oh no, what have I done?
And we look around, I swear to God, because sports and superstition go hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
So we look around into the room and be like, okay, what is different here to make us lose to the Bears twice?
Like, that guy's only wearing a hat. He's not wearing a cape.
Right.
He's not wearing cheese shoes.
I'm surprised they didn't strip you down to make sure you didn't have like a Chicago Bears tattoo or something. Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right, so go on.
Oh, she was saying basically like, the Bears are kind of known for that fourth quarter comeback style. And I'm like, yeah, I hate that you're right, but let's see. We're doing very, very good. And then it happens.
Oh, see, that's why you don't say it out loud.
I know.
We had back-to-back games for your Tucson Roadrunners this weekend, and both those games went into overtime. And, the superstition there is you don't say the word overtime during regulation, or you're going to jinx us to go into overtime. And we kind of had the same scenario on Saturday where we were up 4-1 going into the third, midway into the third, like, oh, we got this. Yeah. And then I had a couple coworkers say, it's a good thing we're not going to go into overtime. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
What have you done?
Yeah, what have you done? Look what you've done. And sure enough, now we ended up winning those games. So walked away with a little bit better taste in our mouths. But it is heartbreaking to see that. And with football, it's even more excruciating because it's more of a slow burn and just things that you're just like, no, what is happening? So it was pretty rough on the ride home, huh?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, obviously there's drinking afterwards, so it wasn't that bad.
Okay, that's good.
But also, it's like, you do have the stages of grief, you know what I mean? Like the acceptance denial part.
Yeah.
Or you're thinking like, oh, you blame it on the roster, all the injuries, all like the mishaps, the McManus kick and everything like that. Like, all the things lining up against you. And they're like, yes. All right, on to the next one. On to the next season, you know? And then even have Matt LaFleur being talked about being replaced by Harbaugh.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh. So I'm like, great. We've that to look forward to, maybe.
I mean, we're instantly into the conversation of who we're going to fire, who we're going to replace, all the way across the league. And fans, are calling for the head of some head coaches just because they're so heartbroken, which is, it's a natural part of the process each and every year. But I will say this, the first weekend of wild card NFL playoff action did deliver on all fronts. They were actually very, very entertaining games and close games. For 10 quarters straight, 11, 12 quarters straight, just yesterday, it was a 1-score difference all the way through each of the NFL playoff games. And, it was a nail biter, come from behind victories, everything that you want in a game if you're a football fan.
Right.
So me not having a dog in this fight was still wildly entertained by all of the action that happened over the weekend. And it is honestly the best weekend for the NFL. And as we progress, it's still going to be good moving forward, but the best weekend is behind us. So now we look as the dust settles. Los Angeles Rams move on. The Chicago Bears move on. The Bills rallied from behind to beat Jacksonville Jaguars. But what a great story for the Jaguars in the last 3 years to turn that franchise around. But, the Bills live to fight another day. And the New England Patriots advanced and beat the Chargers. So Justin Spears will be coming in here a little heartbroken as well. We'll touch base with him and kind of get an idea of what to look forward to in the second week of the NFL playoffs. But those teams are moving on into the playoff rounds. And, it's just the best time of year for sports. And the atmosphere, the air is crisp, cool, nice. And then you get to watch the football, gather with friends, and then cry collectively.
Yeah, frozen tears.
Now, there's a lot of things that we're going to get to this week, but in case you missed it, over the weekend, the Pima County Fair announced their first Rock 102.1 artist to take the stage this year, and we welcome back Chevelle. Chevelle is going to be performing at the Pima County Fair. We won't have VIP tickets to give away for that this week, because we're gonna be focusing on giving away tickets for 9 Inch Nails. They got their show coming up in March. So coming up at 8:00 this morning, your first opportunity to win tickets for 9 Inch Nails. On top of that, I'll have tickets for your Tucson Roadrunners and some other stuff we'll just throw into the mix. Till then, your Morning Morons coming up next. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1. The return of the prodigal daughter, Miss Weirdo. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
Yeah, we're excited to have you back. When I say we, me and Rico, but collectively, I know everyone on the stream is excited to see you here on the stream. Yeah. Starting off 2026 with a bang. People constantly ask, where you been, how you been. Yeah. So I'll answer those questions real quick for everybody.
I've been busting ass at work. Got my business going and everything.
Okay.
And
I was like, the poly relationship's still going pretty good.
Oh, yeah. We've had like 17. No. It's literally all work. I've focused on re-educating myself in not only business, but also hair.
Yeah.
Like I've got 2 more classes coming up. Like I'm going to be going up to Phoenix for. So.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of hair, look at this fit here. Look at that HD. Look at that glamorous.
Goth queen.
Yeah, seriously.
Thrifted, baby.
You ditch the dreads. You get a full glow up, and then and then you leave the show. I'm like, this is a visual show. Looking fantastic. No, but it's good. Yeah, so the salon's going really good and everything. So do you even have any space for new clients or anything like that?
I do. I still do. Yeah.
Right. She's like, yes.
Yeah.
Always. Always. I definitely, when I went back to the industry, a year and a half ago, I started with like 13 clients. I have like 200.
Nice.
So it's been going very nicely. I got a business plan, hopefully opening up a salon in the next 2 to 3 years.
Nice.
Get my own spot.
Actually, a little side conversation we'll talk about off the air. See if you have any openings here on the week. My daughter's trying to get her hair did. Okay. So I don't know if you just doing Monday through Friday though?
Tuesday through Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And get your Monday off and stuff. It's got to be a lot though. So people ask, where's Weirdo at and what's she been up to? And I'm like, well, between her business and her family and everything else, like juggling so many different things.
Yeah.
So,
and also got back into my sewing hobby. I've got back into costume making and cosplay and stuff. We went to a convention last month and I got to show off my skills.
Yeah. Which I actually should make fun of you for that a little bit because it looked like, what was the conference again?
So it was called Dragonsteel for the author Brandon Sanderson up in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, there's a conference just for one author.
Correct.
Damn.
Yeah, there was 10,000 of my closest friends there. We had a blast.
That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
10
and
there's
a niche for everything. Like it goes to show you like Damn.
Well, he's the fastest writer in American history currently. I mean, he's cranking out 1,000-page books.
Yeah.
He did 5 in like 12 years.
Okay.
On
Right,
top
Stephen King.
of
Jesus.
like another like 15 books.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane what he's cranking out. And like, hopefully the creator and showrunner of Arcane was also at the convention because there's a possibility that they might team up together to bring his books to life, to the screen.
And he has a huge banner on the whole expo that says not ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Correct.
Does he really though?
Yeah, I mean, he wrote a whole like, he's also a writing professor at BYU.
Wow.
Okay.
He's got a whole like blog post dissertation about AI and writers and stuff like that. So like that is something that he's
like
actually
a staunch voice against using that for anything as far as authors?
More so, not so against, but just the fact that like AI will never have emotions
Right.
and have to go through the writing process and growing and things like that. So sure, you'll get some great prompts from ChatGPT, but you're never going to get like these fully fleshed out, layered stories like real authors can put out.
That's true, but it did help me write the Bring Back KFMA song that brought back some tears to eyes. Oh, and my Friend's Gone song. And since then, I've been actually on a cold streak of ChatGPTs. We need to bring back the band.
You bummed out the ChatGPT.
I did.
It's all sad. It's all emo now.
I know. I actually tried to put together an emo song too with it, but yeah, it just doesn't hit, dude. So I don't know. I might have to hang that up or just revisit some classics there. But yeah, so Weirdo coming back, popping on the show, first time of the year, but hopefully not the last time we squeeze in some reoccurrent, visits and everything. Speaking of ChatGPT and AI, in fact, actually our segment that we're going to do is the Internet Hall of Fame of, ruined by the internet. Now, I started this last week talking about Grok and Grok gooning.
Grok gooning? Oh, yeah.
So what that is, it's Twitter. Do you still have Twitter?
No.
Okay, so with Twitter,
you're missing out.
I know so much.
The AI on Twitter is called Grok, and Grok is so advanced right now at like photoshopping and image manipulation that that you could give it any prompt by posting a picture and saying, "Hey, put me as a cosplay knight and dragon," or whatever the case,
on the moon,
and it'll be able to do that instantly and look like pretty realistic, right?
Yeah.
We're getting on the air here. Rock 102.1 KFMA SB Vegan presents. So talking about Grok gooning and it being ruined by the internet. The internet, and when I say the internet, the people, the culture of the internet, we ruin the good intended invitation or innovations that we are gifted.
Hold on. Humans ruining something?
I know.
No.
Right. So we talked about Grok gooning, where it was very simple, where Grok put together, Grok is AI that could Photoshop images instantly, and immediately people on the internet was like turning it into porn, right? And gooning all day long. Absolutely.
Yep.
So if you have any images on the internet right now, I'm just letting you know that anybody at any point could take those images and turn those images into realistic looking images of you doing whatever their heart desires.
And make sure you email me. I'm at 666weirdo@gmail.com.
Yeah, that would be nice to see.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of flattering. Like, people are taking their time to make me naked. That's nice.
I know, right?
That's really nice.
I'm just glad you're thinking about me.
Yeah, right.
Flattering.
Yeah, but which leads me to another round of Ruined by the Internet Hall of Fame. So I'm going to give you 3 different technologies that were gifted to us here recently that were instantly ruined by the internet. Okay. So our third place winner today is smart doorbells. Okay. Now, smart doorbells, what, those Ring cams?
We have one.
Absolutely. Now, the promise and the gift that they gave us was security, awareness, community safety. But we ruined it instantly. Entire neighborhoods are now live blogging strangers walking dogs, and recreating bits and skits and trying to claim like this really happened.
Yeah.
Yes, and flooding the internet with it, right? So now everyone became Batman with Wi-Fi and zero chill, but the verdict is it's useful, it's still radioactive, all right? So, because we turn this like safety tech into Yelp reviews for humans and basically doxing every DoorDash driver that comes to us.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to be on TikTok doing something funny? Like,
right.
If I trip once with my shoes delivering your package,
I
blast it out there.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody delivering could have any kind of mishap anywhere close to your front yard because you're going to be just immediately ridiculed on the internet because of it. It's going to be clipped. And you're screwed.
There's a guy in pajamas or underwear inside going, babe, we got one.
Yeah.
He tripped.
Yeah.
He fell.
Say you accidentally ring the doorbell where you're dropping off a package. You've been working all day and you accidentally snart. There you go.
Right.
You've been doxxed.
Snarting.
Yeah. So, basically the Ring camera is where innovation died so engagement could live. And now it's the third place, the bronze medal in the Hall of Fame. All right. This next innovation that we were gifted this year that instantly was ruined by the internet is a dating app, read receipts, right? Now, I know it's been a while since you've been on a dating app, and Rico, I'm assuming the same.
Yeah.
But the promise in giving read receipts for dating apps was transparency, no more guessing, emotional clarity. But, what it did was, it ruined us because you would see a message sent at like 9:41 and ignored forever. So...
Yeah, it really does mess with you.
Yeah.
Like your mental health is like, what, am I just not good enough? No, they're probably just busy.
Yeah.
Or they got busy, they don't really like you, and just move on.
Right.
Move on.
Concoct some like fictional case in your head, like, oh, she got attacked by a bear, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. Just to feel better at the fact that she just
what a shame. Rest in peace.
Your message wasn't good enough to even evoke a simple response whatsoever. Right. So seeing red and not having a response is such a mind F that it was an invention that we didn't need for dating apps. Right?
I mean, now I feel bad because I was, on the dating apps for a while. And yeah, I would say probably 9 times out of 10, I left him on read. My bad.
Right. So what would be like a message? And it wouldn't even be something creepy. It'd just be like, nah, you know what? Not cool enough.
And I always hear these horror stories of like the creepers on the dating apps. I never really fully experienced that.
Really?
Yeah. Like
that's because we never matched.
Yeah. She missed out.
Oh, man.
You're too quick to say yeah on that.
Yeah.
I remember.
All right. So, nothing brings closure like watching someone choose silence in HD. So this was a terrible idea from the beginning, and that's why it's welcome to the Hall. But the number one technology that was introduced to us that got the gold medal for ruined by the internet Hall of Fame is AI resume and cover letter generators. Oh, yes. Now, this ruined us for a whole nother reason. All right. Because, it was promised to us that like, hey, getting a cover letter and creating a resume is now easier than ever and get recognized by that employer and stand out from the rest. But the problem is we're all using it. Right.
Yeah.
And now these companies are able to spot AI like cover letters and resumes, basically like an undercover cop at a crime scene. They're like, yep.
Oh, they have their own software that detects it and just eliminates yours immediately.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, nice try.
Wait, so do people just use ChatGPT and just copy verbatim? Like they don't go in and make some adjustments and things?
They're idiots.
Yeah, no, people are super lazy, and that's the problem. So everyone submitted the exact same resume, the same buzzwords, the same tone, and the same results-driven professional with a passion for synergy, right? And of course, obviously, recruiters now recognize that, and it's easy to kind of weed them out.
I like how ChatGPT uses emojis all the time too. So your resume is going to be chock full of just like lightning bolts and like. I'm energetic and stars.
Claps.
Yeah.
Like,
I think going forward into 2026, if you do, create your resume through any kind of AI service, there's many of them out there. It's important to add some typos in there and some misspelled words and to make it human as possible. Because perfect resumes aren't necessarily the perfect way to get a job in 2026, because now what you were attempting to do was stand out. Now you're actually just lumping yourself in with everyone else who's using the same technology. So it inadvertently ruined us because we're lazy and we ruined a very good service. Right,
because they weren't just using it as a tool; they were using it for just doing the job for them. Like I use AI as a tool to write social media posts or when I was building my website. But to use the whole thing would have been, like Rico said, there would have been 90,000 emojis.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And now, I mean, they're not going to hire you because they're going to think to themselves that you don't even know yourself to be able to speak of yourself. If you're just going to just lazily just put in a prompt, generate, pay the $20 and then submit. Right. That's why, the internet ruined, AI resume and cover letter generators. This is technically alive, still will be, but emotionally ignored, and it will be ignored by any of those HR recruiters out there looking to hire the job. So the point is, you want to, have it do the heavy lifting, but then get in there and humanize it by effing it up and throwing in
Be
some
a big
weird
old dummy.
stuff. Yeah. Some stuff that AI would never say. I don't know. So there you go. That is Ruined by the Internet Hall of Fame. Those 3 technologies we were gifted this year and immediately ruined. That's the smart doorbells, the dating app, read receipts, and AI resume and cover letter generators. We're going to keep the conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. We got more with Weirdo hanging out with us. You can join us youtube.com/beefvegan or keep it right here because we got music on the way from 311. I say 311 on a saucy way.
311.
Yeah.
I still think part of that too is like kind of fighting fire with fire a bit because you do hear a lot of these stories about like ghost job postings.
Yeah.
Or the ones where corporations are mandated to put a certain amount out and everybody that responds, they don't even pay attention to. So it kind of feels like hopeless in a weird way with the job market. You're just like, you know what? If they don't care, I'm not going to care.
Right.
Here's my robot application.
Well, what's ridiculous is it really messes up like all those jobs numbers we hear. Because I mean, year after year, there's so many jobs and people don't want to work. But then when you like get into like, I was just seeing on like the Tucson Reddit feeds, like it's really bad that they're saying they're hiring for 50 positions, yet they're not, they haven't hired anybody in 6 months. Like this is not making any sense.
Right.
But now hearing that like they've mandated you have to put out so many job postings, like
It's so bad.
that feels awful.
Yeah. EEO.
Gross.
Yeah, EEO stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was told a long time ago, especially in the radio industry, if you see the job listing, it's already too late. Right?
Wow.
It's
Sort of chosen kind of thing.
in this situation, in this industry. Yeah. Like seeing it as you're not getting it.
It's like the first time, gee willikers, I got a chance. Like, oh, you poor thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Real quick, we want to pitch a business idea for the legendary Sean Penn. Let me share this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the Golden Globes were last night. Did you watch the Golden Globes at all?
No.
All
No,
right.
I was watching one battle after another.
Did you watch it last night?
We got about halfway through it, but like that is probably the quickest I've watched something that has actually been released. Usually I'm like 10 years behind, but it's freaking good so far.
It is good.
And Sean Penn is in that.
Sean
so.
Penn is phenomenal in that.
Yes.
And, you know, if anything, if that's the shining part of One Battle After Another, is Sean Penn's performance. He got snubbed. He didn't win the award, and I feel like he got robbed, actually.
I mean, he needed an award for that haircut.
That
It was
haircut,
bad.
his face.
I know,
Yeah.
like jaw movement. His
Yeah.
name is Lockjaw in the movie, isn't it?
Yeah,
Colonel Lockjaw.
it
That's so
is.
funny.
Yeah,
So
Colonel
cartoonish.
Lockjaw. Yeah, it is cartoonish, but he turns into this character. So you're just like, you believe it.
Yeah.
Well, Sean Penn is a walk of shame. Arrogant Golden Globe stars are caught leaving early, smoking at tables and mocking fellow nominees and cattiest award show yet. Now, of course,
Scandal.
yeah,
Ooh.
that's a like TMZ likes, you know, rag mag type of
Yeah.
headline.
Mhm.
But Sean Penn is inside the Golden Globes smoking analog cigarette. So this guy won't even vape. He's so old
I
school.
love it. Yeah.
You know,
All red faced.
yeah.
Just does not care.
No, he's like, you know, fuck you guys. You know, cancer for pussies. I'll smoke in here if I want to smoke in here. I'm Sean Penn.
Oh my God, his interview for the AKA Charlie Sheen thing that came out last year.
Yes.
Phenomenal. Like he did not care. He didn't hold back. Like,
You know, it's weird though, because what I might take away from that was for Sean Penn is like, oh yeah, these guys are all like spoiled rich kids that were like really nepo and like, I mean, Sean Penn is a gangster in many ways, but he was always this kind of like, you know, like kind of punk rock, but he definitely didn't come from nothing. He came from Malibu. Right.
Yes.
And, you know, his whole ascent was like he was born on third base already.
right.
And seemed like he resented it the entire way, but he'll humble brag about himself in so many weird ways where you're just like, oh, yeah, this is the rich kid coming out of you.
Right.
Like I'll always remember when he caught or inadvertently led to the capture of El Chapo and doing that piece.
Interview, right? He did that interview.
Yeah.
He did the interview and
Yeah.
he's writing the piece. I think it was for Rolling Stone. First off, he's banging El Chapo's ex-girlfriend. She's the one that gave out the information.
Jesus.
And then there was a part in this, and you could look it up and read it yourself, where he's talking about they had to pull over to the side of the road while he took a leak. And he whips out his hog and he looks down and he marvels in it. You know, I swear to God, he's like giving himself self-congratulations over his massive manhood while the stream is flowing. And he's very descriptive in a very weird way. And it's like, aren't you trying to catch El Chapo right now?
Right.
Why is this about your dick?
See, it's the metaphor. You don't get it yet.
Yeah. He's like, my dick is bigger than El Chapo. And possibly so. El Chapo is a short man by stature.
He's
And
on
I
a
guess-
tripod.
I can say that now because he's in prison, but you know, like that's a weird time to bring that up.
Yeah.
Interesting, Sean. What a poet.
Good job. You have a lot of descriptive words in your bank that we didn't need.
Some of those were my words. I probably ad-libbed in there and stuff. But, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I was blessed like Sean Penn, I would bring up weird ways to bring it up. Just
insert
randomly.
it in the story.
Yeah.
This is a eulogy for your friend.
I would put it in my ChatGPT resume. That's for sure. You know?
Start messing up other people's ChatGPT resumes.
Yeah.
Because you just gotta get it in there. I don't know. I was watching this thing the other day. People way smarter than me. They're actually talking about AI it's like a snake eating its own tail now.
Ouroboros.
That AI has officially consumed everything that it can on the internet and libraries and whatever has been available to it. And so now it's starting to eat itself. So they think that video and pictures, like that'll keep going, that'll keep being amazing. But as far as using it as a research tool, it's now giving you results based on its own research and its own, what I mean? Like, so it's actually starting to eat itself.
It's like people saying, like, say, for instance, you generate a photo of the Titanic and it gets like one detail wrong about the bow of the ship or something like that. It's going to use that as a new default going forward when people look up the Titanic instead of the original actual document. And that's what's scary. Yeah, it's just going to, like you said, kind of spiral out of control.
So basically, it's getting dumber. We're dumbing it down.
Yes.
We've dumbed down AI. Great.
It's all watered down.
Yeah. So the predictions in like the next 18 months to 2 years, like it's not going to be as prevalently used. Because it's gonna turn into Ask Jeeves, right? Like it's just gonna kind of not be useful at all.
I remember that, man. I'm old.
That's how you know you're
I
old.
used to ask the paperclip on Microsoft things.
Right? That was our original AI.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, let's see. We're gonna get ready for our next segment here, which is gonna be a confession session.
Okay.
And we also have news and a couple of other viral videos that we're gonna share here from this morning. But earlier this morning, we did our morning moron. In case you missed it, well, something like this. Check it out. Morning moron. All right, mermaids, naked mermaids. That's what today's morning moron is all about. And so we're going to talk about a 41-year-old naked mermaid that's not as good as it's hyped up to be, okay?
Damn.
First and foremost, spoiler alert, as far as we know, hot naked mermaids are not a real thing, okay? Now, like alien-like creatures that would like terrify your nightmare type mermaids, that might potentially be a thing.
Right,
but
like the scary ones.
Yeah, but like Daryl Hannah, topless, being like, oh, I don't have...
Victoria's Secret models.
Yeah, that's not a thing, all right? So this 41-year-old woman named Erin was arrested in northern Louisiana on Tuesday after she got butt-ass, jumped into a neighbor's pond, and told cops she was trying to be a mermaid. Now, again, I'm not an expert of like mermaid folklore, but I'm pretty sure they're ocean-like creatures. They're not pond creatures.
Right.
But, I guess I'm just nitpicking at this point.
What are you, an expert?
Right. Well, the neighbor said it's not the first time that she skinny dipped in her pond. And they warned her before, but she just don't listen. They're just like, somehow Erin makes our pond smell fishier than it should.
That'd be the funniest, like, oh, not again situation ever to happen.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
You look out the window, oh, damn it, that naked woman swimming in our pond again, trying to bang our koi. Oh, boy. Yeah, so cops showed up, tried to coax her out of the water. She refused. She said she was trying to be a mermaid and didn't explain why or what that meant. Now, she eventually got out, but when she did, she charged at one of the deputies, which has got to be terrifying. Naked, all kind of like slimy from the pond.
Was she flopping towards them? What do you mean charging them?
Charge. Well, she didn't have a fin, dude. She had legs, yeah.
Okay.
But that's how it works. Once you get onto the land, then you develop legs. Come on, man. Keep up with mermaid folklore.
My bad.
Yeah. Well, anyways, they tased the hell out of her and said it had zero effect. What drugs do you think she was on?
It's a meth mermaid.
Yeah, sounds like a meth mermaid.
Yeah.
She allegedly kicked and punched a cop before they finally restrained her. It's not clear what drugs she was on, but it sounds like she may have been doing some drinking. Now, on top of that, though, she's facing charges for public drunkenness, public intimidation, battery of a police officer, criminal trespassing, and resisting arrest. Now, again, all this, she charged at cops. They attempt to tase her, zero effect, and she's soaking wet. So you would think that getting tased while wet would, magnify the electricity.
Science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this did not stop this naked woman whatsoever. She got crazy in her eyes. I'm showing a mugshot here on the podcast broadcast stream. But obviously, claiming you're a mermaid and swimming in a pond right off the bat's going to make you a morning moron. Everything else on top, add a little bit of meth, is definitely going to cement her position in this this morning's Morning Ron. All right, we're getting back on the air here. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We are joined in studio by our good friend Weirdo. Welcome back, Weirdo.
Hi.
Yeah. And you still have access to your emails, huh?
I do.
Whoa.
Yeah. Can you tell when we read your emails?
I can.
All right. Well, I mean, we like doing confession session, Weirdo.
I know.
And, Mari's been kind of holding it down for you. But since you're back,
you,
why don't you share some of these emails that you've been getting at weirdo@kfma.com?
Yeah, well, I've been getting a lot of New Year's resolutions.
Okay, yeah.
And let me tell you guys, knock it off with these New Year's resolutions.
Did you have any resolutions this year that you did or are trying to set? I mean, right now it's the 12th.
Yeah,
so,
right. No, not so much New Year's resolutions. Just, after the holidays, dealing with some family stuff. We had family in town, all this. Just getting back in my routine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't set anything huge.
What about you, Rico? Do you have any resolutions or are you one that you're trying to set for this year?
Just kind of with everything going on in the news, don't die.
Okay.
Save money and don't die.
Every year that's a goal of mine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Pretty simple.
I would have to agree. I'll have to pick that one up.
Fair enough. Well, let's
don't
just
die.
live, survive.
All right, let's be a little more positive here, not as morbid. And then what's some of the confessions you got here, Weirdo?
All right. So this first one says my resolution was to stop texting my ex.
Okay.
I mean, that's a good one, right? Don't bring up the old toxic. However, I just would reread old messages like it was a documentary about my bad decisions.
Oh, no.
So same damage, just less effort.
I felt like I did that during my last breakup as well until I just deleted it. You know what I mean? Delete the whole thread.
No, you got to delete.
Yeah, I know. Because then you're seeing this the toxic unraveling of where it was going and everything. And then you're just like, should have left there.
Right.
You can scroll all the way back.
Hindsight.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's damage for sure. It's harder to let go when you relive all the trauma, right?
Right, because we kind of get addicted to that trauma too. So it makes you feel special.
It would release at least some kind of emotion and you'd feel something.
Right.
And it's better than feeling nothing at all.
Right. So you're not numb and dead inside.
Sounds like a country song.
Yeah. Right into a country song. Brutal. So delete everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
So this one is for all the ones that, resolve to eat healthier. That's a pretty popular resolution.
Yeah.
So it says, I resolved to eat healthier. So I ordered a salad. Good job. With fries. And ranch,
yum.
And a side of regret. I logged it into my fitness app as balance.
Oh, yes.
It's a good loophole.
Yeah, it's technically balanced for sure. Yeah. What else you got?
Potatoes.
All right. I said I was quitting social media. I didn't delete the apps. I just stopped posting so other people would think I was mysterious. I still scroll like a raccoon in a dumpster.
This sounds like Mari. Because Mari has quit social media, right? But she actually, one of the benefits of her, what she enjoys coming into the show is that she takes an opportunity to lurk like hell after the show.
Funny.
Yes, every time after she's in for an hour, she just scrolls social media to catch up and to lurk on everybody. Like a crackhead.
It reminds me of being a kid, having computer time back in the day. You get an hour on the computer, oh my God, let me catch up with everything. That's her.
Yeah.
It's like a child just going,
Yeah, I mean, do you relate to that too, or you have not been on social media as much? That's one of the benefits of walking away from the show, right?
Right. So I mean, I'll post maybe every once in a while, but I put timers on my phone. I only give myself about 10 to 15 minutes a day on each app because I realized, and everybody, this is good advice, check your screen times because people are like, I don't have enough time. How much time did you spend on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok this week? Because I guarantee you it was at least 8 hours.
I was pooping.
So I
averaged?
I did that. So I sew instead because now I have the time because I'm not just doom scrolling.
Right. And that's good.
Effort.
Yeah. You know what it's for the show and editing and stuff like that, but I averaged 10 hours of screen time every day last week. Wow. 10 hours. That's me back to work. But it is part of the job, trying to post those engaging reels.
When you find yourself in that trap, though, it's nice to actually step back and be like, okay, I got to get out of this.
Yeah.
This loop, doom scroll.
Do a little video or
detox.
Yeah, detox.
Yeah.
Words.
All right. Give me one more confession here, weirdo.
All right. Everyone in my family knows my uncle has a second family in another state. We all pretend we don't know. He shows up to holidays alone. We never ask questions. And his business trips somehow line up perfectly with his kids' birthdays on Facebook. We just pass the gravy and keep the lie warm.
Would you do this? Would you, if you knew something salacious? I mean, I feel like I can relate to this too, because my mom would talk smack about my uncle all the time because, he was married to multiple women and stuff. And I knew a little too much about his bedroom activities, good and bad, right? And whatever allegations he would kind of get, but it was still my uncle, right? Now, this stuff wasn't said around Thanksgiving, but it definitely made it awkward,
Right, because everybody knows, but nobody's saying anything. There's the literal elephant in the room.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I don't feel like I had anything like that growing up. Like, I mean, we definitely were trashy, but I don't know if like anything salacious or super illegal was happening.
Your life is salacious though. So like you had Thanksgiving this year, right? And then you had like in-laws come over?
So my in-laws moved here last year.
Right.
My boyfriend's parents are here now. And then actually for Christmas, his aunt and cousin came into town. So we did have like a big family get together. We went to Botanical Garden. We did Reed Park Zoo. We did all kinds of stuff. Everybody's fine.
Okay, yes. And they are fine. But what they didn't do is bring up anything about how this scenario works, right? Because you guys are in a polycube relationship. So his parents and his aunt and cousin all sitting around eating with you, right? They didn't ask, but I'm sure they're thinking, so who hooks up with who and when? And, you got a schedule. Like, you have answers for these questions.
I do.
These questions were not asked, though, right?
No.
See, yeah.
I think because I posted a graph on the head of the table so everybody can look at it ahead of time.
No, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
No, I mean, we have one of those skylight calendar things, and it does say on there, like, who's in the bedroom, who's out of the bedroom, who's hanging out. Like, we do have
Did they see that?
Yes.
They did see that.
Oh, wow.
Did they stare at it a little bit longer than
tired today.
Hold on, but just to kind of like really soak it in, because it's fascinating to anybody that hears about it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like my father-in-law, like his brothers, they're not quite so sure about this situation.
Yeah.
But I think I heard that my father-in-law is excited to actually have them come out and see how freaking boring we are.
Yes.
Boring and normal.
Yes. And people ask me all the time, like, how's that even work? And I'm like, a lot of communication, a little bit of therapy, maybe a lot of therapy, but it's so much. It's so much work. It's so much work to be in one relationship, right? And that's when it comes down to communication and everything else and understanding. And then you multiply that. That's what that is. Times 4. And then again, add somebody who might be gassy while they sleep in the middle of the night sometime and farting in the middle of the night. And then you got a whole nother.
I do have 2 male partners who do not hold back the farting.
Hey, if I was in this cube relationship, I would attempt to out fart the other, because that's staking my claim. That's alpha stuff, right? Honestly, you'd be like, you think you were a little better in bed this week with our women? All right, well, I'm going to fart you out of this room, dude.
That would be like eggs.
Yeah, but that's because I'm insecure and I could never be in this type of relationship. So,
No, you can't. No, this is not for the faint of heart. Like, people will be like, well, what's your advice that you would give? I'm like, don't.
Yeah.
This is the hardest thing. Granted, most rewarding, but hardest thing I have ever done. It is not for everybody.
And now it's going on like 4 years, right? What's your anniversary date?
April.
Wow. And that'll be 4 years in April.
4 years in April together, and then 4 years in August of living together. We moved in 3 months.
Wow.
After we got together.
Yeah, I was rushing it. I was love bombing.
100%.
Yeah. So what's crazy about this too, like already your polycube relationship has been longer than any of my singular relationships. But if you combine them all, multiply it, right? That's 12 years together with all 3. Well, that's not even counting your husband, who you've been together with even longer.
Right.
The math there is like, phew. It's like,
oh my God, so much math.
A lot of years.
Well, one of us is an engineer. He's really good at math. It's fine.
Yeah. He's like, collectively, we've been together 32.7 years. Or
53 seconds.
Yeah,
so 72 gray hairs.
Excellent confession session. Missed it so much, Weirdo. We'll run it back and do it again here in a minute. But we got more coming up on the way. But I have music from Architects and System of a Down coming up on Rock 102.1. You can join us, youtube.com/BeVegan. It's a podcast broadcast. Yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day. Just the math. I'm like, wow. I mean, already, like, massive achievement, right? 4 years together in a relationship like that is huge.
Yep.
And then to multiply that times 3, that's 12 years. I can't even ever imagine.
Well, and we're making moves. Like, this is for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Like, we are making some moves to put things in place legally to make sure that we're all protected and everything. So like
that's got to be complicated though, right?
It is.
Insurance.
However, we do have knowledge in kind of end of life care and like how to take care of that stuff. So, and I suggest to everybody, you can get it online. It's called 5 Wishes. Mm-hmm. You literally fill out your last 5 wishes. Do you want a DNR? Do you want, keep me alive until the end? What do you want your funeral to look like? All those kind of things. Like our family's very comfortable talking about this. I'm sure there's some people like, what the hell? But like that is something very, very simple that you can guarantee that like your wishes will be fulfilled because a social worker will get a hold of it or a medical professional and they will make sure that it happens.
Yeah.
So
it is always it is kind of tough, I think, to kind of rationalize when to do that kind of stuff, but it's like never a bad time, I suppose, because if it does unpredictably happen, God forbid,
right,
that's a burden on somebody else.
I'm going to quote the Bible. Time and unforeseen occurrence befall us all. Wow. That is a very, very true statement all across the board. And like, I have a really super weird fact for you because, I'm here. I think it's the state of Montana. 95% of people have their end of life like plans and what they want for like funerals, everything else. Like 95%, they have that done by like the age of 30.
Oh, yeah, because bears
are being bucked off a horse.
Right.
Well, hunting and farming is so prevalent that it's like, it's just another part of life.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Ooh.
Responsible.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. But
bears.
Back to the original subject. But yeah, no, like we are going strong and we're making plans. I mean, like we've got the next year planned out. I think we're going to take a major trip for Christmas. My boyfriend and I were going to Sick New World. Speaking of System of a Down,
did you buy those tickets? You were able to get in there. How much did they cost?
$370 a piece. It was stupid because
single day.
I was in the first like round of it,
right? But
like they only let so many tickets be the $325, and then it went up to $350, then it went up to $370. Like it's very weird that even though I got the pre-sale at advertised for $325, I had to pay $370 plus the fees. But I mean, we're stoked.
Plus the fees. Okay, so then what was the total cost of both those tickets with fees, not including hotel or everything? Because that's a whole nother thing,
right? Like $420 something.
What, a piece?
A piece.
Yeah. Ooh, so $900 for 2 tickets for 1 day.
Right.
Which basically you just really want to see a System of a Down. I mean, sure, there's a handful of other bands.
Korn, Bring Me the Horizon, Evanescence. I think on the list, I saw 21 bands that I want to see. Obviously, I can't see all of them.
That's the problem, though. So all the bands you want to see, but how many can you actually see?
I mean, once they release the schedule, we'll find out. So it's 2 stages. We have no plans of being up against the rail. Right. I am too old for that shit.
Yeah.
I cannot do
it. Last year you did it.
You know what? It seems like it's a viral trend of people trying to have sex up against the rail. Do you see those things? Yeah.
No. However, I do know that, like, I think last year we talked about Liquid Death releasing that, like, mosh pit diaper. Mm-hmm. No, that's what people are doing to be able to stay up against the fence the whole day as they are wearing diapers. I knew somebody. She told me about it.
Wow.
For when we were young. But, like, this is actually, believe it or not, as all the concerts I've been to, KFMA Day has only been my ever experience for a 1-day festival, right? And that's 6 or 7 bands, 1 stage. Right. This will be my first all-day festival like this. And I'm going to be 40.
Yeah.
So like,
are you planning on going there gate open, like at the very beginning? What time? Okay.
Yeah. So we're planning on gate open, but again, we don't want to be right against the rail, so we can go back and forth between the 2 stages because I mean, like I said, there was like 20 or 21 bands.
Wow.
That I personally want to see.
You don't have the schedule yet, you said, right? They don't have that. That's crazy.
They'll release it like a month before.
Eesh.
Well, David on the stream said he paid $1,600 for 2 VIPs at Sick New World. Yeah, which David, the way you spend money, man, good for you, dude.
I mean, this is how I justified it because at one point I was like, what the hell am I doing? System of a Down, they play 3 or 4 times a year.
Yes.
And I know, I was talking to somebody who went and saw them in Chicago. He paid like $3,200 for that entire trip just to see System of a Down with like 2 kind of unknown openers. And then same with Korn. You're looking at like $400 to $700 for decent seats.
For Korn, that shouldn't be the case for Korn.
So that's kind of how I justified it, right? Like they're not going to be playing at the same time. We just need to go over, and like I said, we want to be in the pit. We don't want to be right up front. So we should be able to see most of the bands that we want to see.
Yeah, that's rough though. I'm bitter because, being in radio for so long, it's like, I can't get the hookup on this shit. Come on, man.
Right.
That sucks. But yeah, I mean, and in the hotel, where are you guys staying at?
We're kind of looking at some Airbnbs. We're trying to do it where we can like be close enough to the strip that we could walk to pick up the light rail or whatever. However, it's like $500 a night. on the Strip. Like,
yeah, they plan for that.
Well,
Jack those prices
peak
up.
weekend, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's also the weekend after WrestleMania, so like, I mean, it is peak season for them. But like, I have a client.
WrestleMania will be 2 nights. That's crazy too. Yeah.
Well, and it's not just 2 nights for WrestleMania; it's the whole week. They do the fan experience, they do all that stuff. But
WrestleMania is going to undersell this year, though.
I think
more so than last year. They undersold last year because of ticket prices in Vegas, whatever the case. But now they're doing Vegas back to back, 2 years in a row.
Right.
Which people are furious about.
Right. And then they're going to skip off to Saudi Arabia.
Right. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I have a client who goes to Vegas every month. Like, that's her favorite thing to do. And she said the inflation that's happening in Vegas, and just in the last 6 months alone, they've never seen inflation like this anywhere by like 80%. Like, it's insane.
But what's the example? What's being inflated?
Parking.
Everything.
So it used to be that
free parking.
Right. So if you booked at a hotel like Circus Circus, your parking would be free.
Yep.
Now you book at Circus Circus, you're paying like $50 a night.
That's bullshit.
To park.
I know. It is ridiculous. And it always used to be the Vegas way that valet was free parking anywhere you go. And that was the Vegas hack. And just go there, and have a couple bucks to give a tip to whatever the case. But that was the way that it was supposed to be. One of the beautiful things about Las Vegas. Now they're just trying to like really get you at every level. It's like, I'm already going to lose my ass at the slots. Why are you making me lose my ass before I step my foot in through the door?
Right.
Yeah, like
I already feel like a brokey before even going to gamble.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, this sucks.
If anything, it kind of almost justified your losses ahead of time, where you went in with the mentality being like, I'm going to be okay with losing X amount because I got this amount of hookup and I'm feeling special. And Vegas is running it on every level. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do it anymore. I mean, my boyfriend and I, we don't really drink. We definitely don't gamble. Like, that doesn't make sense to his logical engineering brain.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go downtown, walk around. I'll keep an eye on social medias for some of the bands because they like to play their little pop-up shows, what I mean, the night before.
And that's great.
And then we're gonna do the show on Saturday, and then Sunday we'll take our time getting up, and then we're gonna go home. Like, that's it. Like, we're not doing anything
driving
crazy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna drive.
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah, because it's at that point. I mean, gas is cheaper than tickets right now.
Well,
you can't fly to Vegas for $100 anymore.
Yeah, that might be the one thing that'll be cheaper here soon. We better get cheap gas at the very least. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
if you're gonna invade countries and like completely dismantle governments and stuff, I better get $2.50 for a gallon.
Well, in a week turnaround, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's the least you can do.
If you're going to be sucking off oil companies left and right and talking about it nonstop for the reason why we're initiating all these things, then yes, give the hookup to the American people. We'll talk about news here in a second.
Okay.
Tim Dillon actually pointed out because he said something along those lines, but also pointed out because obviously the big discussion this week in Minnesota is ICE, right? And he pointed out what should be obvious to everybody. But he's like, we're not necessarily dealing with like the best and the brightest when it comes to ICE. He's like, these are like backyard wrestlers, guys with GEDs, do a
4-hour online training and here's a gun.
Right. Like, they weren't cops, but they did security at a concert once.
Mall cops
I'm sorry.
and things.
If Dean Cain is a member of ICE, come on.
Dean Cain was fucking Superman. That's a different story.
Yeah,
Dean Cain can do 20 push-ups and 30 sit-ups. They say 2/3 of the recruits cannot. So it's a whole different.
Dean Cain is qualified.
Yeah, Dean. I mean, he was Superman.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, dude. Once you're the Man of Steel, you're always the Man of Steel.
He puts on glasses and then nobody recognizes him.
That's how he gets away with crimes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he obviously puts on the mask.
When he did that bit, though, he's going off on like the fact we're going down that road of kidnapping like leaders and things. He's like, why are grapes less expensive now? It's like, because we kidnapped the governor of Maine. He just went in there in front of him, like just beheaded him in front of his family. Now we get cheaper grapes.
Yeah, exactly. Which would justify it for the American public, and it's it's obviously an exaggeration, but a point. I mean, if it's helping us breathe a little bit at the checkout lanes, then the society as a whole will be more forgiving, but it doesn't necessarily make it right. So we got about 5 seconds here that we're gonna get on the air. How much time you have? Rock 102.1 KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents. Hanging out here on the podcast broadcast with our lovely friend Weirdo, and I have news I want to do with you here. Now, this is actual news and headlines and stuff, which could be considered weird news, but this is legitimate news. Like, obviously over the weekend, mass protests broke out in Minneapolis after ICE agent fatally shot Renee Good. Demonstrations spreading all over the place. Federal authorities are launching investigation as tensions, of course, are escalating worldwide and nationwide, right? As this continues to happen, now it's happening in Minnesota. It happened a little bit in Portland. Right. We've had our own little ICE altercations here in Tucson. Yep. And so you just kind of see it growing in this way that doesn't seem like there's going to be a good end to any of it. A federal judge blocked an effort by the Trump administration to end legal protections for thousands of migrants from Latin America, keeping their legal status intact while the case moves forward in court. So I guess it's a little good news there for, those who are trying to legally migrate to the United States. And that was the difference. And the argument from the very get-go, it's like, yeah, if you want to get people who are illegally migrating or violent criminals who have snuck into the country, get them out. Yes. If there are people in the process of legally becoming an American, right? That's what this country was founded on.
That's what we're encouraging people to do. And then, yes, they are picking them up on their way to their court cases to make it legal, make themselves a legal citizen. Yep. And they're snapping them up.
Yep. So there's just another pinch right there. All right. Donald Trump is pushing for a proposal to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year. Framing it as consumer relief while banks warn it could restrict access to the credit. So, have you heard this?
Prompting every single person listening to look at their credit card rate they have no idea about. Like, it's at 23 or 30?
I know. With what? With APR and stuff like that.
God,
you're just
ridiculous.
They make it confusing on purpose, which is crazy too. And so you're thinking about it and I was like, what are these actually what are these actual effects? Like, if this went through today, which they're fighting it, right? And of course, the Federal Reserve and other experts are saying this will actually not be great in the long run. And it's like, oh, that makes sense too. But they say credit card interest rates, if you carry a balance and this hits, right, then immediately it would hit immediately. And that means you would have 10% interest instead of the 29% APR that you have today.
Sure.
Right.
And that would only last for a year. So you basically got a year to try to
Start whittling away.
Or put off that credit card payment and know that it's only going to be a 10% interest on that bill.
Right.
Right. For immigration court rulings, this directly affects families, workplaces, schools, and local economies, especially in border states like ours. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how we would feel the interest rate and the news above. So,
but also capping on how many people actually apply for credit and get credit, because that's been a huge problem. They just kind of give it to everybody.
Yeah.
No matter what their income level is, their chance of being able to pay it off, all these things. This is what happened.
I'm having flashbacks to 2008.
There we go.
Yes.
So so maybe this might actually be a good thing. I can imagine banks are hurting. They don't want to hear this, but maybe this could help.
I think it's the banks that are fighting it the most, and usually is, because they're like, no, we want all the money. But we will see. But yeah, way to deflate my value, because I keep getting accepted for credit cards. I feel like I'm special. Look at me. I got accepted again.
I will give it. I mean, I'll never forget going to when I was first freshman in college and having that fairground when everybody's there and everything like that, and people just throwing credit cards at you.
Yeah.
Sign up. You get a free koozie. You're like, what?
Yeah. Did you get one right at 18? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. And then max it out. And we all made that mistake.
I'm still paying on it. Not paying. I'm not in debt by any means, but I still use every once in a while. I'm laughing at the history. I'm like, good Lord, 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was shut down. Yeah. Mine was shut down hard. Yeah. So, we'll be interested to see what happens there. I just got a credit card for, not to flex, but a Southwest Airlines card, right? Ooh. So I got plane tickets. I'm going to go to San Francisco for the weekend, right? I got 2 tickets.
See, but that's a smart way to do it. They give you those points or whatever.
That's what I was thinking.
If you're adult enough to handle that. Yeah.
On top of that, right? I mean, it's pretty cheap to go round trip to San Francisco, but on top of that, they're just like, okay, it could be $400 or you sign up here and it's only going to be $200. And I'm like, bitch, I'm signing up.
Right. But over the next couple years, the interest that you're going to pay is going to be so much more than that $200.
It's going to be sky high.
Doing?
Yeah, no, if I paid off, okay, so the Kohl's card is a different story, and I'm indebted to Kohl's for the rest of my life. But if I pay it off, I could pay off $200 immediately and keep my balance at zero. And I'm not going to get, 30% to zero is still zero.
And that's what they're hoping you won't do. That's what they bank on. So so be smart about it and pay it off immediately.
They don't know how little money I have and how little drive I have of going anywhere.
I don't know. Have you been to Kohl's when you're like in debt with their credit card? The lady Ruth at the register, she calls you out.
No, I'm $2,000.
Low is $600.
No, I'm $2,000 in debt to Kohl's. I go to Kohl's with my Kohl's credit card. I don't even look at prices.
Yeah,
I just grab things. I'm like, good enough. Boom, boom, boom. It's a free feeling, but I just know that I'm forever gonna
Kohl's
be
has
on.
you.
Yeah, the Kohl's teat for sure.
They're gonna be at your funeral and be like, "Who's gonna pay off his debt?"
Hey, but look,
you look great.
Thanks, man. All right, so
the Kohl's credit card debt.
If you've been keeping it, yes, I know.
I got a mob, the Kohl's mob.
That's the only debt that I have on that. So all right. Have you been keeping an eye on Iran and
the revolution happening right now in present time? It's crazy.
Ooh,
yes, and a digital blackout. It's insane.
It's wild right now.
Yeah. So there's been nationwide protests and huge protests, which are sparked by an economic collapse. And it's exploding into literally one of the largest anti-government uprisings since the 1979 revolution. They've taken to the streets in all 31 provinces. Right now, human rights groups say over 500 people have been killed, more than 10,000 have been arrested, but they still vastly outnumber all of the regime, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the leadership has responded with threats both at home and abroad, warning that it would strike U.S. bases and Israel if America intervenes, but they're threatening to intervene and here quickly.
Yeah.
I do have some images I think I could show you here of something that just like you look at it.
Mark my words, if we get involved with this, that's the week China's going to swoop in Taiwan.
Right.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
2026, baby.
I know. This and Lindsay's saying it on the stream, and rightfully so. Like, she's over this timeline, and she should be, right?
Yeah.
This is so rough, but look at this. All eyes on Iran. Now, this is a full-blown blackout. They took out the internet from everybody. Look how many people, this is what a real protest is. This is how many people were taken to the street just in one of the territories. Now, they remind you during times like this, and usually happens every couple of years, it's a reminder that, Iran in the 70s, or even before that Muslim revolution, it wasn't always a Muslim state.
Correct.
It wasn't under this
it's a
kind
beach
of rule.
resort city, bikinis and everything.
Yep. Correct. Yeah, there was no dress codes for women.
Yeah.
It is one of those things where I do love seeing that kind of stuff from history, where it's like, you think that these Middle Eastern countries have always been this strict for thousands of years? No.
Yeah. But this is another example of how much their freedoms can be taken away from one regime, where a government power could come in and start changing things to the point where you're victimized of your own circumstances in society. And it's that easy and that quick.
Can you say that a little louder for those in the back?
Right. I don't know. So it's interesting to see. So obviously Iran's going to be trending all week long.
Has Elon Musk done a Starlink shout out yet or no?
You know what?
He always seems to do that when there's a blackout. He's like, I got you.
Starlink actually was not necessarily working. It was kind of throttled back a little bit, and it wasn't as prevalent. So I think he was choosing to not get too involved.
I was going to say, what a strange power to have and pick and choose.
Well, and he seems to be awfully quiet lately, right? Like, I'm not.
No, you don't follow him on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's always going to be mouthing off on Twitter, but I just not seen anything major news.
You haven't been grog-gooning it yet?
Oh, my God. But no, the bingo card for 2026 is going to be quite wild.
Yeah.
It really is.
I know, and we just wish the best and happiness and freedom.
We're like, what, week 2?
Oh, Elon Musk is trending. Why is he trending now?
Because I said his name.
Yep.
No, it's something even worse than that.
I'm sure.
Okay, no, nothing too crazy. Just sharing. You know what he thinks the future looks like?
Well,
he says the future looks like this. Tesla. It's crazy too, because again, Tesla's in electronic vehicles definitely is something he's well vested in, but at the same time, we are still very oil dependent.
I'm gonna roll up to work like that. Yeah, baby.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Roll up to the club in that.
I mean, it looks way cooler than a freaking truck.
What's crazy is because we grew up being promised how cool the future would look.
Mm-hmm.
And then the future came and it still looks pretty, present. And so now you got like Elon Musk and people out there like, no, it's time to futurize the future.
Right.
We are technically in the future. So yeah, let's make
it look like it.
Yeah, let's make it look future, because we are really underselling the future. If like we were time traveling from the 80s and came until 2025, I'd be like, what the fuck, man?
You're right.
Did you guys even do anything for the last 40 years?
My algorithm too has been wild lately as far as like I think nostalgia and like reminiscing of like the pre 9/11 era of like futurism and like the early 2000s with all the crazy aesthetics on the music and EDM. It's like such a hopeful, weird time.
Yeah.
Where like everything was like alien. Like remember Fifth Element came out and it was like everything's kind of like future retroism. And then after 9/11, we're like, yeah, we're just everything sucks. It's great. Future's done. It's canceled.
Yeah, we were talking about how we romanticized the future back in the day and thought the future, like the present day future, would look and be so much more advanced. In a lot of ways, it is not. I mean, we got things we never asked for. Oh, yeah, we got a ton of that. But
oh my God, so many things.
I got robot cigarettes at least.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Nobody asked for that either. I mean, Fifth Element. You brought up the Fifth Element, and their theory was that the cigarettes would be so limited, that it would be long filters, small amount of tobacco. Remember that?
Yeah, when Bruce Willis is trying to quit.
Yeah. Take like 3 drags, and that's the end of a cigarette. And we're like, yeah, that makes sense. And like, no, we're gonna just make it a battery, and you're gonna be,
addicted even more.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Does it have cool colors that look like a dashboard? Yeah, we got you.
Can it taste like unicorn jizz? Like, yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you asked.
Glad you asked.
Exactly what we wanted to make it taste like.
I was obsessed with like Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, we're halfway there because it takes place in 2049. But I mean, the biggest takeaways I had from that was like, apparently nobody has colds anymore. And the hair and the fashion was
everything was
phenomenal.
See-through transparent pleather.
Like in cellophane-y, kind of like iridescent.
See, it's already flawed. In order for us not to have colds in the future, we have to take the vaccines. And that's not going to happen. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're almost out of time here on the FM side and the podcast broadcast, but we appreciate everybody riding with us. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why you got to plan on another one. When's the next one, weirdo? When's the next one?
Yeah, pencil us in.
2 weeks. I'll come back in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
How about that?
Let me see.
Well, he's going to make it official now.
Yeah, I got to double check, make sure I got availability in 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure.
Let me make sure I also...
Wait.
Yeah, we'll make that happen. All right, let's get into a beef tip before we wrap things up here. Our beef tip here, if you're looking for a solution to your resolution, if you failed, try punch cards, okay? This idea is pretty simple. Instead of vague resolutions and like work out more or scroll less, you make actual punch cards tied to specific habits you want to keep this year. And each time you complete that habit, like hitting the gym, cooking at home, or skipping a late night doom scrolling session, you punch, stamp, or check off a square. And once your card's full, you reward yourself with a small treat. Right? Yeah.
Work.
Yeah. So this is a trend that is growing on TikTok, and people are sharing their punch card ideas. And what would you put on a 2026 punch card, Rico?
I'm already thinking about what treat I would get. Like a Dairy Queen mini blizzard.
Yeah. What about you?
My treat?
What would you put on your punch card, weirdo?
I mean, have more relations.
More relations? You already got 3 people.
You're greedy.
What? They're not keeping up with you? How much more do you need, man? Jesus. Anyways, love you, miss you, and thank you guys for tuning into the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast broadcast on YouTube, youtube.com/beefvegan. But that's all the time that we have for today. Tomorrow morning, 9 Inch Nails tickets will be given out at 9 or 7:10. Join us then. Until then, keep it right here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish
so quick, right?
You
forget how quick that was?
Will come
I never forget how quick you are.
That's not true, though.
I will not
For the record,
all your teeth.
allegation.